Okay. Share your screen with your audience. I didn't know I could do that through this. Fancy. What's up, everybody? Why is it not? Interesting. I never noticed that before. I was looking at the comments, and they seem dark, and it's not letting me. Oh, I had to click. Got it. There we go. All right, now it looks normal. I'm also going live on TikTok. I've never gone live on TikTok before, so we'll do both at the same time. What up, Paco? What up, Moto Dash? What up, Fran? You're supposed to be working. Who wants to do that? Yeah, I figured I would go live spontaneously. Because I'm not doing a damn thing because it's snowing. And for those of you who know, you know. But I got this is gonna trip me up going live 2 different places. But there we go. Fran and Moto Dash know about this, but one of the new Patreon things is I'm giving away Polaroids from different stuff that I do. Slight, what up? Jesse, what up? Yeah, I'm giving away Polaroids from pictures that I take from videos and stuff. And I was about to pick the name, and I was like, why don't I just go live? I'm not doing anything, and I can answer some questions. Oh, we got a couple people coming in on TikTok also. What's up, everybody? Banana Boy, Brown Sauce, interesting names. Doc on 2 wheels, what's up? So yeah, figure we can do some Q&A because it's been snowing and I haven't put out a video in a little while. And like I was saying, for those of you who don't know, if you're not on the Patreon already, I got this fancy Polaroid camera. It's half digital and half Polaroid. So it's a Polaroid camera, it prints out there, but it's digital. So the quality is way better and you can see what's on the screen before you print it out. And you can pick different lens settings and different filter settings. So like the one that I just took of the Grom, I used the light flare setting, which I think is dope because it looks like the light's coming from the window. For TikTok also, there you go. So yeah, the plan is I'm going to use that camera and take Polaroids every time I film a video, behind the scenes stuff, just working in the garage and everything like that. And then every time I take one, I'm going to pick a Patreon member at random and send it to them so they can kind of have like memorabilia, like tangible, I can hold on to it, memorabilia. I might number them. Link had a cool idea numbering them so that when people come to the meetups, they can be like, oh, what number do you have? All right, over here, Nessie said, do you still have the Navi? I love mine, man. I do still have the Navi. I love my Navi also. It's in the garage. I got the Grom in here, and then I got the other 5 bikes and the Miata in the storage unit right now. What do we got going on over here? I think I already said hi to Mike Rivera, but if not, hello again. ASUS enthusiast, what's up? Sergio, what's up? Donald, what's up? Tristan, what's up? Patrick, Alexander, what is up? All right, so first things first, let's see which Patreon member is getting this. So far, I have 102 Patreon members, and I think only 20 of them put in their addresses so far. I'm not going to go live every time that I do this because I'm going to be sending out probably 3 to 5 of them a month. And that would get pretty tedious if I did that. Are you guys ready for the ghetto way to show the screen? Before I realize that I can share my screen on here. Can you guys see it? This is tripping me out doing it. Mirror. All right. So all the 20 people are there. Let's see. Oh, Control Enter. How the fuck am I supposed to do that while I'm doing this? You fucking goddamn it. All right. The fuck? Oh, there we go. Let's see. Oh, Dan. There we go. I can turn that off. All right, so Dan, I think his last name is Shipman. I think that's the Dan who won. I'm going to be sending him the first ever inaugural LifeOfBurch Polaroid. So congrats, Dan. Now I can get out of that screen and make this screen full size. Got some people rolling in on TikTok. What's up? What's up? All right. So, yeah, I think that'll be cool to do this year. So hopefully you guys are stoked on it. Moto Dash said, first Q&A, where were you on Sunday? Joking. Yeah. Sunday, I was sitting here staring out at the snow. Last week, we got about 7 inches of snow within a couple days. So who knows when I will be riding again. It's supposed to get to like 60-something degrees later this week. But it's supposed to rain the day before that. And obviously with rain comes washing all of the salt off, which is no bueno for bikes. Donald said, homesick, wish I was riding. Damn, feel better, dude. All right, let's get some Q&As rolling in. Since I haven't posted videos are few and far between during winter, so I haven't really gotten to engage with too many comments. Oh, also, if anybody's in the area, the Baltimore, Annapolis area, I'm going to be at the Triumph event tonight. There's a Triumph event at Rams Head Live. Triumph is bringing all their brand new 2024 bikes out, and I'm going to be there checking those out. So the new Scrambler, the new, what is it, Speed 400. They're going to have their entire 2024 lineup there to check out. Not too much going on over on TikTok right now. Alexander said, hello from Holland. Damn! Watching from super far away. What time is it there? Got Florida, Atlanta. Hell yeah. Josh said, hey, Birch, glad to see you're doing well. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. I am doing well. I'm not able to ride, so that sucks, but I am doing well. All right. Moto Dash has a random question. Fodder, whatever that. I don't know what that is. All right, so Coke or Pepsi? Coke. I don't drink soda, but Coke. Soft shell or hard shell tacos? That's a hard one because if they are, Prophets just said R. What is R? So hard or soft shell? Are you still? All right, I'll answer this one and then I'll go to this one because that's a good one. Are you still doing social media full time? Hard shell or soft shell tacos? All right, so that's a tough one to answer because if I'm eating gringo tacos, they have to be hard shell. You know, like if I'm just doing like ground beef, lettuce, sour cream, and tomato, like gringo style, they have to be hard shell. But the best tacos are like the authentic tacos, which are soft shell with the 2 layers. Got to do that. From the food truck, it's always soft shell. But if I'm making them at home with ground beef, the white people way, then I go hard shell, you know? All right, so Prophet said, are you still doing social media full-time? I am still doing social media full-time, which is crazy. It's thanks to you guys and the Patreon members who are getting Polaroids now. I am still doing social media full-time, which is crazy to say, so thank you guys. Last year was the first year that I did it full-time for the whole year. The year before that, I left my job in April. So last year was like the true test of like, is this going to work or am I an idiot? And the results are still haven't come in yet. I think it's half and half. I think halfway it's working and halfway there are days where I'm like, am I an idiot? Why am I doing this? But yeah, super worth it. I'll let you know how worth it is once I do my taxes and see how fricked I am. But I do have stuff set aside because I'm not a total idiot. So I say not a total idiot. I'm definitely a partial idiot. Somebody sent me a, what? Did somebody just send me something or were they letting me know that somebody else got sent something? Oh, Spencer's over on TikTok. What up, Spencer? Sheesh. I still don't even really know how TikTok Live works because it says that there's 3 people in here, but there's somebody joining like every second. So TikTok, if y'all got any questions for me about bikes, let me know. And then I'll jump back over here. Alexander said, you've got the Rebel 1100. Yep, still got the Rebel 1100. So right now, the bikes are the Rebel 1100, the SCL 500, Nina's Rebel 300, the XR 150, the Navi, the Grom, and I have a secret bike sitting on that side. Oh, shit, I said too much because that probably gives away... I mean, that gives away the fact that it can fit in here, so that probably gives away some stuff. But, yeah. So those are the bikes. Rebel 1100, SCL 500, Rebel 300, XR 150, Navi, Grom, mystery bike that Patreon knows about, but you guys will find out in a couple weeks. As soon as the weather breaks, I have to do an exhaust video on the SCL 500, and then I'll do the video of the new bike. Oh, Ride of a Lifetime. What's up, dude? Thank you. Sent $10 for some tacos. I appreciate that. It is indeed Taco Tuesday, so I will definitely put that to good use. Thank you. Anybody on TikTok? Oh, here's a good one. All right, so Briley Parker 536 just said Navi or Grom. I really want one. I just can't decide. That's a really good question, and I think it all comes down to what you're going to be using it for. So, for those of you who don't know, they're very similar. They're both mini motos, but the Grom is fuel injected, 5-speed, 125, and the Navi is carbureted, automatic. It's CVT, and it's a 110. So the Navi's MSRP is $1,800. The Grom is a little over $3,000. So it could be the fact that the Navi's just in your price range and the Grom isn't. But if money's not a factor, it just depends on how you're going to be using it. The Grom is much more capable. The Grom will do, I think, almost like 60 in stock form. And with the way that this one's set up, it'll do almost 70. And that's just with intake, exhaust, fuel tuner. I think, yeah, that's the only like power mods I have done to it. It'll do almost 70. The Navi, the way I have it set up, I've done 58, but that's like ringing it out. The Grom will cruise comfortably at the Navi's top speed. The Navi is insanely slow in stock form, like embarrassingly, almost dangerously slow in stock form. You have to do CVT work to it if you want to cruise above 45 miles per hour. And even that's pushing it, because if you're going uphill in stock form, the Navi kind of struggles to hold 40. So yeah, if you get the Navi, CVT work is a must, but it's not super expensive. CVT work, everything I have done to my Navi and the CVT cost me like $250, and it almost cut the 0 to 40 time in half and increased the top speed by 6 or 7 miles per hour, something like that. The Navi is very convenient for, like, if I am running errands or anything like that, it's the Navi all day because it has a storage compartment underneath. You don't need to shift. You just twist the throttle and go, so it's super convenient. The Grom is more of like a hooligan bike. It's easier to do wheelies on. I can do little baby stoppies on it. And for me, just the convenience of fuel injection, I feel like, is worth it. Carbureted bikes suck ass. They kind of, when it's cold out, it's like a crapshoot of how long it's going to take to start up. So yeah, I think it'd be a different story if the Navi was fuel injected, but then they would have to make it cost more money, and it wouldn't be. It would be more of like a direct comparison, I think. But so yeah, that hopefully that answers your question. I'd say Grom for hooligan stuff and capabilities. Navi for the price and convenience. If you're going to be going anywhere where you have to be doing more than 45 or 50 miles per hour, you have to get the Grom. If you're not concerned about speed or anything like that, then the Navi all day. Also, it's worth noting though, the Navi, even though it's $1,800, you're going to pay $2,500 to $3,000 out the door, and they're pretty new, so you don't find them used as much. Groms have been around long enough. This is actually their 10-year anniversary. Fun fact. Groms have been around so long that you can find them used much easier, but people also think they're worth more than they are. So they're still asking $3,000 for a 10-year-old mini moto. Long answer, but there you go. I don't know how to say Oyasumi Sushi said, "Oh damn, I've watched you on YouTube for a long time. Didn't realize you had TikTok." And then said, "Wait, never mind. I follow you on here too. I just never see you, I guess. Thanks for watching everything. You probably don't see me on here very much because I don't post on TikTok that much. I seem more cool on TikTok because I have more followers, but that's only because I had a few videos blow up, and there's no money on TikTok, as bad as that sounds. So I don't really, because I can be like, oh, I'm just going to post on TikTok a little bit, but the next thing I know, I've been scrolling for 3 freaking hours and taking time away from YouTube. So YouTube is my top priority. I do want to focus on TikTok a little bit more this year, but it'll probably just be mostly like clips from YouTube. And then I got some donations over here. Paco, I can't afford to be a Patreon, but every little bit helps. Keep up the great work. Tacos for Nina. Thank you. I appreciate that. $10. That is actually perfect. So now we got 10 for my tacos, 10 for Nina's tacos. And I know you say you can't afford to be a Patreon, but I do have to plug it real quick. There are cheap options for Patreon for anyone who wants to do it. And even though I put different tiers of what you get on Patreon, realistically, no matter what tier you're at, you get the same benefits unless you're at the $11 or $25 tiers when you get stickers and all that kind of stuff. But even at the $3 Patreon thing, you still get early access. You still get all the behind the scenes stuff. Even the $3 Patreon gets access to the Polaroid stuff. And if you sign up for a full year at once, you get 15% off. So if you do the $3 a month membership for a full year, I think it's only $25 or $30 and you get access for the full year. So something to consider, but I also understand if you can't do that. And then Sergio just sent $10 also, adding to the Taco Tuesday fund. Thank you. We're going to be balling for our Taco Tuesday night. They're only $1.50 a taco. Going to be balling out of control. Oh, Volley, what's up, dude? Are you tired of the snow yet? I know I am. Yes, I'm over the snow. I almost bought a snow. What's the word I'm trying to say? Snowmobile. I almost said snow blower. I almost bought a snowmobile the other day, but then I'm like, what the fuck do I do with it when it stops snowing? Somebody said their Grom did 72 and you weigh 110 kilograms. So is that 72 kilometers per hour or miles per hour? I don't know. If you're weighing in kilograms, I don't know if that's miles per hour or kilometers per hour, but miles per hour, that's pretty good. Life of a Johnson, I follow you on YouTube. Thanks. Follow me on here too if you're not already. TikTok Live is so weird. I was up to like 150 people watching, and now it's at 11. It's the weirdest thing, but then over here it stays consistent at like 50 or something. Demaria Qualls, how was the move of the bikes to the new storage? It was easy as could be because the units. Holy shit, Quasi, what the fuck are you doing? $50? Add some tasty beverages to those tacos. Thank you, but we're actually doing dry January, so that $50, maybe I'll set that aside, and that will be our first fireball shots. Hopefully this isn't too hot and I burn the shit out of myself in front of all you. Ah, yes, perfect. But yeah, the storage unit. Thank you, Quasi. I freaked out, but I don't know if I ever officially said thank you. So thank you very much. Also, leave a comment and let us know how you're healing up. Yeah, the storage unit move was great because I went from one unit on this side to a unit right over here. TikTok can't see my hands, but right across the way. So I just rolled everything over, easy as can be, and I'm actually saving $70 a month now, which is awesome. Volley said, I'm looking into getting a pit bike just for something to ride in this weather. Pit bikes are where it's at. Do it. Got to get on Craigslist. You can find some for cheap. All right, I'm going to come back over here and see what kind of questions we got going on. V-Volts said, any big trip plans for the riding season this year? Nothing. Nothing specifically planned. Actually, that's a bald-headed lie. The hell is that? Volley just got the #1 gifter badge. Are you gifting stuff and I'm not seeing it? Am I being ungrateful? Am I not saying thank you? I don't know how TikTok lives work. So if you guys are doing nice things for me, thank you. Holy shit, I'm ADD. Big trips for this year. Yeah, see, something pops up saying but I can't tell if it's saying I'm getting sent something or if somebody else is getting sent something because it seems like they're sending it to somebody else, but it's popping up for me. Is this the first sign that I'm getting old? Holy shit. Okay. Or am I just ADD because this is my third cup of coffee? Lock it in. Big trips for this year. Definitely doing some big trips. I'm in talks with some people trying to figure out if I'm able to make it down to Bike Week this year in March. So hopefully I can pull that off because I feel like it's the best way to kick off the riding season and get a bulk amount of videos made that I can have a steady flow for you guys. It's just the cost of it. So I'm trying to see if I can find somebody to sponsor the trip down there. I found flights for only under $100, honestly, flying directly into Orlando, but staying there is the issue, and then finding a bike. So hopefully Bike Week in Daytona in March. I might go to Barber Small Bore this year in Tennessee. Is that Tennessee or is that Alabama? I don't know, but Barber Small Bore, I might do that. Still thinking about doing a cross-country trip, but I don't know if that will realistically happen this year or not. Definitely going to Ocean City Bike Week again. Thinking about going to Gettysburg Bike Week. Nina and I are thinking about trying to find a way to ride out to Kentucky to go visit her hometown and make a whole road trip out of that. What else? I know I have some other stuff. I don't know. I definitely want to do some bigger trips, bigger rides. It's just planning everything out. If I'm able to fly out to California this year at some point and find a bike out there, that would be sick. So yeah, lots of big trips. Only a few of them are planned. The rest are like kind of in the planning stages still. Volley said, "You're all good. I sent you hand hearts. Have a great day, man. Hope to see you around again." Yes, sir. Hopefully I'll run into you downtown at some point once we're back into riding weather. See, like it pops up and says, this person sent TikTok universe to this person. Is it just bragging that other people are getting sent stuff? Invite Komodo vlogs to go live together. Is that just telling me that maybe it's something I should do, or is my girlfriend in here right now? Oh, there she is. It's so weird. Before it even told me that you joined, it said invite Komodo vlogs to go live together. That's funny. Babe, we have. Holy shit! When did Spencer just send that? 'Cause I can. Holy shit, Spencer! Thank you. Okay, up the numbers. I was gonna say $80, but we have $100 now towards Taco Tuesday because of everybody donating over on YouTube. Quasi said that his were for tasty beverages, but I told him that we're doing dry January and that we would use it for our first fireball shots. Although we might have to stop doing fireball shots. But yeah, thank you, Spencer, and everybody else who donated. I appreciate it. Every time I get on here, that shit blows my mind that it's even happening. Nina says, OMG, thanks, guys. Are you live on TikTok and YouTube? Am confusion. Yeah, I'm live on both. I went live on YouTube, and then I was like, I've never really been live on TikTok, which it's funny. When I joined Oh, that's funny. So somebody just said, "Hello, fellow Indiana boy." So I'm actually from Annapolis, not Indianapolis. So I'm in Maryland, actually. Definitely a normal confusion though. But yeah, so Nina, I went live on YouTube, and then I was like, I've never really been live on TikTok, so I'll go live on TikTok. And when I went to start the live on TikTok, it still had the last entered info for the last live. The last live stream that I did on TikTok was when you and I were like, it would be a good idea to eat Da Bomb hot sauce and go live while we do it, like idiots. So that was the last time that I went live. But yes, I'm still on YouTube if you want to go over to the YouTube one and join that chat. I'm just live on both because I'm a technical wizard. So Quasi said, I'm finally doing better, hoping to get back out on two wheels in the next couple of weeks. We have 3 different group rides scheduled in February through April. Hell yeah. Oh, who are all these people trying to go live with me? I don't know if I should be saying this yet because whatever. If I say it, then I'll have to do it. The Life of Birch meetup was decided as of yesterday. It will be the first weekend of May. So it will be Saturday, May 4th. Saturday, May 4th. Put it in your notes, put it on your calendars. Saturday, May 4th is the Life of Birch ride. Hope everyone is there. I'm still not sure if it's going to be an actual ride or if it's going to be a meetup. I've always called it a meetup, but we obviously go on a ride every time. But the bigger the channel gets, the crazier the rides get. And I don't know if it grows any bigger this year. I don't know how the city of Annapolis will be able to handle it with my poor planning skills. So I'm still considering just doing a meetup at damn, Josh, you're gonna make a motherfucker tear up. Mark would be proud, bud. Thank you. I appreciate that, dude. God damn it. I was just thinking about him the other day because I don't want to give anything away, but I was on Marketplace looking at Honda CB750s, and I'm like, yeah, but I don't know anything about these old ass bikes. And I'm like, oh, Mark does. I can hit him up. And then I'm like, oh, fuck. Shit sucks. But yes, I'm sure he would be proud. I appreciate that. So yeah, Life of Birch meetup, first weekend of May. I might just do I'm distracted now. Hope you're doing good, Josh, by the way. I may just do a meetup at like some sort of park or pavilion and have everyone just kind of show up, kind of like a car meet type vibe, and have like the grills going and do like a big family style cookout type deal. But I don't know. I would like to do a ride. I just don't know if it would be able to work out as well as I want it to. Soda Prosper said, Birch is the realest moto vlogger I like. Thank you. I appreciate that. Oh, here, since you were so nice, I'll plug your stuff. I just realized that could have sounded bad. I don't mean like, oh, if you be nice to me, I'll plug your stuff. Help me and I'll help you. But Soda Prosper, I haven't shown this in a while, but check out the backpack that he made me. Life of Birch colors, custom made. So to Prosper, drop your handles in the chat so that if anybody wants to check you out, they can. Handmade backpack, dude. Oh yeah, there it is. I'm like, I swear it has a Life of Birch thing. Where did it go? Am I tripping balls? How sick is that? So yeah, if you want some custom backpacks and stuff like that made, holler at him. All right. What are the questions that we got? Ooh, sorry about that. All right, Kevin McBride, I will jump over to your question once I find another YouTube one, because that's a good question. I don't want to skip over any of them, but I miss so frickin' many of them. Let's see here. Which one do I want? Oh, what's up, Road Reality? I didn't even see you pop in. Nate's vlog says, I love Fireball. Same. That's the problem, dude. Okay, Nina's over on YouTube now. Good. Moto Dash, seeing a shot for shot would be interesting to watch. Hell no. I'd end up friggin' hell to the no. Here's a good one. Have you ever thought about a gold wing, maybe doing a long trip? I have indeed thought about getting a gold wing. Jack said, my favorite YouTuber, you were the deciding factor of my Rebel. Hell yeah, dude. Thank you. I appreciate that. I love hearing that shit. It never gets old. Every time I think it will, it doesn't. Brady, thank you for the donation. I'll answer your question after the gold wing question. So I would love to get a gold wing, but I don't think that it makes sense to anytime soon. What was the second part of it? Where did it go? What's happening? Oh yeah, about a long trip. So I want to do long trips, but I want to do long trips on my Rebel first because that's like the bike, you know? Like I feel like I need to go through it with that bike. And then at some point down the road when I'm kind of over the like I don't know, like gold wings seem really cool for long trips, but I wouldn't want to use it for the kind of riding I typically do. So I don't want one right now, but I would love to get one in the future so that once I get more comfortable. Is Carlos gifting me? Oh, shit. Thanks. Maybe that's why I didn't see all the other ones because they're in a different spot. I didn't see them popping up. What does a rose mean? I got 15 of them, and Carlos reached level 11. Damn. Thanks, dude. I appreciate that. So yeah, gold wings are badass, but I haven't done enough long trips yet to justify them. So I want to wait until I figure out if I even like long trips before I consider getting a gold wing. But when it comes time to get a touring bike for longer trips, gold wing is the way. I really want an F6B. I think that's what it is, F6B. Gold wing, those are badass. I'd love to have one of those. The newer, like the brand new generation of them, I love those also. I just don't think it's like the right timing right now, you know? Because I still like just putting around town, back roads, coffee trips, and I don't need an 800 something pound bike to do that. So, holy shit, Carlos. 40 roses. I'm going to be honest, I don't even know what they do, but I know that's a lot of roses. So, thank you. I appreciate that. And the boy's still going. Holy crap. All right. So, what was the question over here? About to learn to ride. Any tips? Going to start with a Buell Blast. Buell Blast is a great bike to start with. If I'm remembering correctly, that's what lots of people used to use in the riding classes back in the day. So it's a great bike. Biggest tip I can give you is take a riding class. I think most states require it now, but take a riding class, whether that's through your local Harley dealer. I think they just got new bikes that they do it on. But whether it's through a local Harley dealer, your local community college, whatever, Carlos said, I don't know what they do. Riding class is the way to go. You will learn more in those few days than you will from anybody that you know trying to teach you. And by the time you get that, you can just take your certificate in and get your license and then just keep practicing. And if you don't feel comfortable on a bike, sell it and get something else. I say it all the time. The number one thing about learning to ride is feeling comfortable. Obviously, there will be some, it's normal to not be super comfortable at first. It's a new thing, it's scary, whatever. But if you can tell you don't feel comfortable because of the bike and it's holding you back, get rid of it. If you are serious about riding, even if you lose some money because you bought it, you realize it wasn't for you and you sell it, that is worth it in the end versus holding on to it and never really riding the way that you want to. I kind of use this anecdote all the time. My first bike was a VFR 750 and I loved it, but it hindered my ability to learn at first because it's top heavy, it's heavy, it's old, it had old tires. It just wasn't the right bike to learn on. I had it for years because I got the hang of it eventually, but I would have learned a lot faster if I was on something lighter and easier to use because my confidence just wasn't there at first. Confidence is the biggest thing. You might think that you want to start out on a sport bike, even if that's like a 400cc beginner bike, like a Ninja 400 or something. But you might ride it and go, this riding position isn't for me. The seat height isn't for me, whatever. And then swap over to something like a Rebel or something with a lower seat height and go, holy crap, now I get it. I'm so much more comfortable. I can learn better. So take a class, sit on a lot of bikes and figure out whatever you're most comfortable with. Practice, 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 and learn at your own pace. Don't let the people around you talk you into being a TikTok squid that buys an expensive bike and buys some cool looking gear and does some really fast pulls to get likes, but doesn't actually know what they're doing. And then everyone's posting RIP about how dangerous bikes are when in reality it's the TikTok influence of squids who don't know what the fuck they're doing and feel like they don't need to learn how to ride properly because they're getting all the likes. I just went on a bit of a tangent. Sorry about that, but hopefully it helps. All right, so Brady said, oh shit, it just went away. Brady said, brand new to riding, thoughts on MT-03, 5.9, by the way. I think the MT-03 is a great bike to start on. I have never ridden one personally, but I used to have the FZ-07, which is just like the big brother to that, if you will. I think naked bikes are great to start out on because they are sporty enough, but comfortable enough. You're not as hunched over as a sport bike. They're nice and fun. You can do pretty much whatever you want on them. I think, and since you're 5'9", the seat height won't really affect you. So I think MT-03 seat heights are kind of like up there with kind of sport bikes and stuff. So not as low as like a cruiser, but whatever. I think the only thing is to like really consider what you want out of a bike and how long you plan on having it, because you will outgrow a 300 quicker than you realize. Some people need to start on a 300 just for that comfortability that I was talking about. But if you've like ridden dirt bikes in the past or something like that, or you drive a manual car now, so you already kind of understand fundamentals of how to shift and everything like that, maybe consider starting on something with a little bit more power because you will outgrow that 300 very quickly. But, you know, like Nina started on a Rebel 300, and within a few months of having her license, she was already thinking like, okay, I need more power. But she might not have been at that point that quickly if she had started on a Rebel 500 or 1100, because she wouldn't have been as comfortable and she wouldn't have learned as quickly, if that makes sense. So yes, you're going to outgrow it quickly, but if you outgrow it quickly because it helped with your comfortability, then it's worth it, if that makes sense. So yeah, I would just ask yourself how much power you really need, how long you plan on having it, and if you're starting on a smaller bike like that because you're nervous about the power, or what the reasoning is. Because if it's not being nervous about the power, I don't think there's a reason why you couldn't start on an MT-07 instead of 03. So yeah, but also there's a big price gap also, so that could have something to do with it. Sent I see you. Wait, were there just sunglasses on my face and I didn't realize it? Is that the one that I always see in all the TikTok things? All right. Damn, now my coffee's cold. Nina said, me trying to work, me distracted by live. FOMO is real. Sorry about that. Dominique said, hey, I enjoy your YouTube content and I enjoy my Rebel 1100. Keep up the good content. You made my FYP. Hell yeah. I appreciate that. I'm glad you love your Rebel 1100. I freaking love mine. I feel like it's one of those bikes where you don't fully understand how great it is and how much fun it is until you have one and you get to ride it. And I made the For You page. Let's go, baby. All right, what else we got? Motodash said, your audience has grown so much it's hard to keep track of questions across all platforms now. Bloody congrats, man. Genuinely good work. Thanks, dude. I appreciate that, especially from an OG. This man has been around for so freaking long. So it really means something coming from you. I appreciate that. Although part of the not being able to keep up with everything is because of my ADD. Rebel 1100 was your first bike. Not too much bike for you. It's a great starter, in my opinion. Hell yeah. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, you can easily start on a bigger bike like that. It's just what you are comfortable with, you know? Some people are more comfortable having more power and more bike versus having less. You know, like for me, I started on my 750 because in my head, I'm like, I'd rather have the power and not need it than need the power and not have it. It's just the weight of that one ended up kind of screwing me in my learning journey. Johnny Dells, Birch, you're the man, bud. We appreciate everything you've done for the Rebel community. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. You guys are so nice. That's why I turn on the subscriber only comments when I go live, so it's not all the spammers pissing me off. Ashenfeld said, hi there, Birch. What's up? Jesse, I'm not even going to try to pronounce that last name. Hey, got to thank you. Watching your channel was one reason I traded my Road Glide for a Rebel 1100 DCT a couple weeks ago. Hell yeah, that's awesome. I'm happy to help facilitate the change. Hopefully you're loving it. The Road Glide to the Rebel 1100 is definitely a big change, but I would take a Rebel 1100 over a Road Glide all day. So hopefully you're enjoying it as much as I'm enjoying mine. Salty Cracker, Birch, you need to come up to Pennsylvania and ride the PA Tail of the Dragon, Gold Mine Road, and Route 125. I haven't heard of that. I'll have to look into that. How far over the Pennsylvania border is that? Why is it telling me to invite people to go live together? I don't even know these people. Darren Reeves. Oh, hi. First time catching you live. Been watching for a while. Thanks for what you do. Hell yeah. Glad you caught the live. I appreciate it. Road Reality said, don't forget, Goldwings have enough handlebar space for a cup holder so you can enjoy your coffee on the go. Fun fact, I don't know if you've seen, Nina's Rebel 300 actually has a cup holder. Her T-Rex engine bars come out like evenly, so we just it's flat. So we put a cup holder on there so she can take her coffee in her little cup holder to work. Nina needs a fire blade. If Nina ever got a sport bike, it would be a 636. Brady said, thanks for answering my question. Much appreciated. Thank you for the donation. It's my pleasure. Sean Gavin, 2011 CBR 250R, 2,200 miles, 3,000. Let me know. Let you know what? Are you trying to sell it to me? Or are you asking, or are you asking if it's a good deal? If you're trying to sell it to me, I don't want it. But if you're asking if it's a good deal, probably not. Depending on where you are. And I only say that because for that price, you could easily get a CBR 300. And I think the CBR 300 is enough of a jump in power and looks that I would just keep looking for a CBR 300 versus the 250. But I'm just not a fan of the weird like single headlight that kind of like comes up funky on the 250. The 300 I feel like looks more like just looks better, I guess. Wheezy Diver, I put a deposit down on an 1100T manual. Your videos are keeping me sane until it gets here. Hell yeah, that's awesome. I'm so stoked that Honda came out with a manual option for the 1100T. Everybody wanted it, and they did it. Just shows that they're listening to their customer. Frickin' love it. Kevin said, I can't see any of the comments you're reading. Are you live elsewhere? Yeah, sorry for the confusion. I haven't mentioned it in a little while, but I'm live on YouTube and on TikTok to kind of catch everyone that I can. So all these questions are coming from over here. If you have any questions, I'll answer them over on TikTok also. But most of the comments are coming from over on YouTube. But I'm kind of bouncing back and forth with my ADD to see what we got going on. I'm always confused by stuff like that too, because I'll like be scrolling through TikTok live and I'll see somebody and I'm like, you're answering questions that I don't see. And I'm like, does somebody just have a page where they're replaying like a previously shot live to try and get money from it or something like that? I have a tickle in my throat. All right. Cool Grom from Best Dog Dad. I appreciate that. Give you a better look at it in all of her glory. Swear to God, it's the cleanest Grom you'll ever see in your life. I don't know how it's still that clean after everything I put it through, but it is. All right, I've heard both Corbin and Mustang seats are great, but it depends your height. I'm 6 foot 185. What would you recommend? It's a tough question because at your height, I wouldn't recommend the Mustang because it definitely does sit you further far forward. But I also don't like recommending Corbin because their customer service sucks ass, and it seems like their quality control is kind of going down the drain. I've seen a lot of people that pay $600 for their seats, which is kind of crazy. It's not crazy. $600 for a seat is kind of average, but it's crazy to pay that much for a seat and have quality control issues. I've seen people get their seats and the leather is like kind of like wrinkled at the bottom. I put a Corbin seat on. Skip ads. Stop showing ads on my lives. What the hell? I put a Corbin seat on my bike to test it out, and it chipped the paint off my rear fender. It scratched paint on my frame rail. I get that seats mark up your bike sometimes, but if you're paying that much for a seat, you would think the quality control would be there to where it didn't do it that badly. I got more damage from my Corbin seat than I did from an eBay seat. And people have gotten Corbin seats with their freaking like mounting tabs missing and ridiculous. But I did like the way the Corbin seat felt. It sits you a little bit further back, gives you more leg room. So it just depends if it's worth the crapshoot. I think if you do get one, I would take some sort of vinyl or something and put it over the fender and put it over the frame rail to protect it. And you should be good. But if you run into any issues, good luck with their customer service. They suck. They don't give a shit about anything. Mustang seat is super comfortable, but it does sit you further forward because the padding is so thick. So at your height on an 1100, I wouldn't do it because you'll be too cramped. Main issue is soreness in the tailbone area. I'm trying to find seats that help with that. Might be worth reaching out to Corbin because I know Corbin does have an option where they'll do a tailbone notch where they put the foam a little bit further in where your tailbone goes to help with that. So if it's worth the risk, it might be worth going Corbin. Probably the best bet. It's just like I said, quality control doesn't seem like it's been there lately, which is crazy for a company that's been around for that long. I don't want to go on a tangent, but it's like a company that's been around that long should have their shit together. But lots of companies, because they've been around for that long, they get the idea of like, we can do whatever the fuck we want. We're not going to go out of business. Like, people are still going to buy it. Carlos said, I got the Corbin seat, and yeah, I got swirls on my paint, but the seat is more comfortable than any other. I ordered mine through the dealership, and I got the heated option. Damn, balling out, boy. The heated option is like over $1,000. So yeah, see, it's kind of a crapshoot. Sounds like his bike got some scratches, but not as badly as I experienced, and he said it's super comfortable. He got the heated option, so yeah, depends how much you want to risk it for the biscuit. All right. I feel like my jaw needs to crack. Ride of a lifetime. How can I get a Life of Birch hoodie? I need to hire somebody to do merch for me. Is what I need to do. I was telling Nina I pay $40 a month for a Shopify storefront, and I've been doing that for almost 2 years, and I've never opened the storefront because I just still don't know the easiest way to do merch. Every time I get stuff made for me, I'm not happy with the quality. I'm happy with the quality when I make it, but I don't have time to be making all my merch and sending all of it out. So I've spent like over $700 in total on a freaking storefront for Shopify and still haven't sold anything. This year, I really want to do that. I just got to figure out how to. But at the meetup, I will have hoodies and shirts. What did I forget last year? Last year, I forgot all of the shirts, didn't I? What a freaking idiot. I'll definitely have them this year. Although, actually, but you're not a, what's the word I'm looking for? You're not a civilian. So you can message me on Patreon and tell me what size you need, and I'll get one made for you. I'll make it with my bare hands. All right. Other questions. Nina said it's actually so useful too. Coffee stays hot all the way to work. Oh, you're talking about the cup holder. Damn, that was all the way back then. I'm like, what do we have that keeps the coffee hot that you're not telling me about? Oh my gosh. Is my TikTok gonna unfreeze? There we go. I put a 1 hour time limit on TikTok every day, and it just popped up in the middle and was like, you're at your limit. You need to get off TikTok. And it froze everything up. Dominique said, what meetup? I've definitely been interested in going to an event. Life of Birch meetup. I do it every year. This year, as of yesterday, I have it locked in for May 4th. First weekend of May 4th in Annapolis, Maryland. I will put more info out about that as we get closer to the date. You guys are the first to know about this, aside from Link, because we were talking yesterday, and Slight, and Nina, maybe a couple other people. But the first group of people to know, May 4th in Annapolis. Holy shit, Shannon, what's up? I haven't heard from you in forever. Ever since you moved to the dark side and bought an Indian. Is May 4th International Women's Ride Day? That's pretty cool. Nina, if you're still in the chat, if May 4th is International Women's Ride Day, what a frickin' day to have it be the first time that you ride to my meetup by yourself. Damn, that's pretty cool. Pretty frickin' cool. Yup, and I'm loving it. Almost bought a Ninja this past year too. What kind of Ninja did you almost get? 636, or did you almost go big dog with the ZX10? Carlos said, come install the Power Commander on my 1100. Nah, I'm good. I feel like I remember that being kind of a pain in the ass getting in there. I am in talks. Never mind. I don't want to spoil it. But I guess I'll say I should hopefully be finally getting my 1100 tuned this year, even though I keep saying it. All right, which side do I go to for questions? Oh, yeah, Link's talking about how he got the Corbin seat for his XR150 and it didn't line up with the mounting brackets and he had to put spacers and all this stuff. Like, why are people... It's just... I don't know, dude. The quality needs to be so much better. If you're spending $600 on a seat, you shouldn't have to be modifying it for it to work, you know? But maybe that's just me. Link said May 4th is also Star Wars Day. I had already realized that. May the 4th be with you. And how much of a liability would that be? I was going to say the day after the ride is Cinco de Mayo. So maybe we can get a handful of people together and go cause mayhem in downtown Annapolis the day after. Damn, May 4th is International Women's Ride Day. Women's Ride Day. Women's Ride Day. That females are riding and we are celebrating it. So Nina, you can invite all of the shouties on the bikes. We can do Life of Birch. We can set up speed dating at the meetup. Imagine. I think that's kind of the opposite of what female riders want out of Women's Ride Day. Anyway, never mind. We already got a couple of people in for the Cinco de Mayo mayhem. Let's go. Hell yeah. Riley Balmer over here said MT-07 as a first bike. Any thoughts? It depends on... I think it's a great first bike, but it's also very torquey. So it depends on how comfortable you are with throttle control, clutch control, all that kind of good stuff, because that's the kind of bike where if you rev it up too much and dump the clutch, you're flipping backwards. But at the same time, it's not, in the grand scheme of things, it's not super powerful. It's just very torquey. So I would say it just depends on how comfortable you are riding already. And the bright side is lots of people stunt those bikes. So there's a plethora of people who make stunt cages for it, like that, the sub cage, and then engine cages. You can spend $700 on full protection for the bike. And as you're learning, if you dump the bike, it doesn't matter. It's totally protected. So yeah, I think it'd be a great bike depending on how comfortable you are on it. Link said, as long as we're getting daiquiris and Fireball. Good God. I can feel the hangover already. Oh, I didn't realize that. Motodash, you moved back to the Chattanooga area? I talked to the guy who did the Chattanooga Rebel 1100 owners meetup, and he is not planning on doing one this year, but he's down to go if anybody plans it out. So if Mike Rivera is still in here, if you want to try and plan something out for it, I'd definitely try and make it down there. Tequila and Modelos. Hi. Oh, Dominique's over here. TikTok crashed, so I came to YouTube. I heard May 4th. Yep, May 4th is the ride. TikTok crashed for a second, and then it came back. It's because I was at my TikTok limit. I have it set to an hour a day. I don't know what the point is of having it set for an hour a day if it just lets me override it without a password that I set up, but whatever. So yeah, it froze everything for a second. All right, what other questions do we have that I have scanned over? Oh, Chris a while ago said, are y'all going to Tennessee for the Small Bore Festival in June? I was talking about that earlier, and you have now confirmed that it is Tennessee. I couldn't remember if it was Tennessee or Alabama, but I do want to go, but that's another reason why I have to sell my Miata and get a truck or an SUV, because I want to go, but I'm not on Quasi's level where I want to ride a mini moto all the way to Tennessee. But if I have an SUV or a truck, I will definitely probably load up. Was that a good one? Load up all 3 of my mini motos and go down there. Which Open Roads over on TikTok just asked, do you have a Navi 2? I do have a Navi. Still have the Navi. That one's not at the house anymore. That one's in the garage. The garage is where the Navi, the XR150, the Rebel 300, the Rebel 1100, the SCL 500, and the Miata are. Was that all of them? And then the Grom is in here. Nice. You have one of the red ones. Navis are so much fun, dude. They're just so much damn fun. So yeah, I definitely want to go to the small bore festival. It's just a matter of finding a way to get the small bores to the festival, you know? Darren Reeves, I'm a new rider and I'm so ready for the weather to be nice again so I can get back to it. Amen, brother. Nina's been saying that the whole time. She's like, last year was the first year where she could like really ride a lot. And then next thing you know, it's just done. And she's like, I just want to ride. I just got comfortable with this. All right. Ride of a lifetime. I had pretty good luck with my Corbin. They're replacing mine after it was damaged in the first year from the material you got. What material was it? How did it get damaged? I don't know if that's good luck or bad luck. I think it's good luck with their customer service, but kind of falls in line with what I was saying about their quality control. How the hell do you spend $600 on a seat that gets damaged just because of the material in the first year? But thank God they're replacing it, because it doesn't feel like they would be, from my experience, the company that would replace it. For those of you that are on TikTok, if you're confused why I'm looking in another direction and answering questions that aren't on TikTok, it's because I'm live on YouTube and TikTok at the same time. But if you have any motorcycle related questions over on TikTok, holler at me and I'll answer those too. Open roads. I need to figure out what rollers and clutch to buy to make it move a little better. If you are not already subscribed to me on YouTube, go over to YouTube, Life of Birch, and I have an entire Navi playlist on there where I show the rollers, the variator, the clutch springs, whole 9 yards, step by step how to and review. And I show a GPS comparison of how each of those mods improve the 0 to 40, 0 to 50, and top speed each time that I did it. I have the Malossi variator or Malosi variator, whatever. The name is Life of Birch. So it's the same exact. If you go to this, my TikTok page, Life of Birch, it's the exact same name on there. I went with the Malosi variator, just the stock rollers that came with that, NCY clutch, and NCY 1000 RPM clutch springs. If I'm remembering correctly, it cut my 0 to 40 time almost in half, improved my 0 to 50 time by 10 seconds or 8 seconds maybe. Maybe I'm getting it backwards, I forget. And it added 6 or 7 miles per hour on the top end and only cost like $250. I did all the work literally in this living room. So, yeah, I'm already subscribed. My bad. That's funny. But yeah, if you go to like the videos tab, or I mean the playlist tab, I have a whole Navi playlist, and I have a video for each of those mods that I did, step by step how to do it, and GPS confirmed the gains that each of them did. Oh, and I have the Yoshimura exhaust also, so I'm sure that helped a little bit. I think just the Yoshi exhaust added like 1 or 2 miles per hour on the top end. I don't think it did too much for the acceleration, but it added some top end to it. All right, what do we got going on over on? Tristan said, "What's up, Birch? Been busy and haven't watched in a while. You scared me with one of your titles." That's a rap title. Yeah, I did that on purpose. I did that on purpose. Sorry about that. It got a lot of people to watch, and it helped the channel out a lot. So sometimes you got to do some sneaky titles that still there. It wasn't clickbait. It was a rap. It was the last ride of the year. But sometimes if I was just like last ride of the year, here's an update, nobody would watch it. But if I say, and that's a wrap, people are like, whoa, what's going on here? So yeah, sorry about the little scare. Will I ever come up to Ontario? Maybe. Wow, I'm losing my shit today. I went to check my phone to see where Ontario is in Canada, and I'm streaming from my phone. I would love to come up to Canada. I just don't know when. Um, if Ontario, somebody help a brother out. Is Ontario on the East Coast or the West Coast? If it's on the East Coast, there's already a few people that are planning to come. Is Slight in here? Slight, where are you from? It's on the East Coast. My meetup in May. Um, there's already a few. You got given a bike meet. What does that even mean? Um, there's already a few people from Canada that are going to be riding down to my meetup, and they're going to be passing through New York and meeting up with Fran. So it'll probably be 3 to 5 people riding down from Canada to Annapolis for the meetup. So you could tag along with them. But yeah, tell me what you mean by got given a meetup, a bike meet. That's funny. Jamie said, I still have my Navi, but graduated up to a Royal Enfield Hunter 350. Nice. Those things are dope. It's a nice little transition, too. I still haven't ridden one of those, but I want to. All right. Spence has a 6-hour trip planned for the first nice day. Where are you going? Sunny Smiles, when's the next big meet I have planned? The Life of Birch meetup, May 4th. May 4th. Put it in your calendars. It's also National Women's Ride Day. I ride a 21 Harley Lowrider S, but my daughter likes a Navi. Those are two very different bikes, and I love both of them equally. I rode a Stage 2 Lowrider S, and I was like, yeah, I could see myself in one of these. The creator of a bike meet stepped down, so I'm now the owner. That's hilarious. When is it? Maybe that'll be an excuse to ride up to Canada. Have you guys seen on TikTok the dude who makes videos? He crosses the Canadian border every day for Tim Hortons. He lives in the US, and every single day he rides in across the border for Tim Hortons. And they get more and more suspicious every time because he's so freaking awkward. He's, hello, good morning. I'm just going to Tim Hortons. The way he says it, and they always pull him over and search his car because they're like, what the fuck is this guy doing coming over here every day? Oh, the meetup is every single Friday night. GTA East Bike Night on Facebook. Not me about to go to Canada for a bike meet. Christoph said, I had a Rebel 1100 because of you. Greetings from Belgium. Hell yeah. That's awesome. I love that. I was just saying earlier, I never get tired of hearing that. I hope you love it as much as I love mine. Belgium. That's crazy. What time is it in Belgium right now? Y'all make me feel cooler than I should feel sometimes, I feel like. Belgium? That's crazy. Austin said, I have a Dyna and a 2020 Honda Grom. That's the way to do it. You need a big bike and a little bike. There's just something about the mini motos, dude. They're so good. Eric said, hey, Birch, I just wanted to say thank you for your content. You're great and informative. I appreciate that, dude. Thank you. 2108. Oh, no, military timing. That's 908. 22 would be 10. 21. 23. 908. Help. Help. Nine. Okay, good. See, I know things sometimes. So 908 in the evening. So you're ahead of us? Yeah, ahead of us. Damn, this is tripping me out. I probably seem real stupid right now. 908 in the evening in Belgium. So you are ahead of us. Yeah, you're okay. God damn, dude. Holy crap. Later, Shannon. If you come to my meetup, I'll come to yours. Maybe. Hey, don't laugh at me, man. I don't know this military timing. Oh, my girlfriend left. She has to work. Unreal. Blink's leaving because he has to work. Unreal. I see where your priorities are. Uh-oh. I gotta sneeze. Oh, gosh. It's trapped in my brain. Have I considered having the meetup / picnic a 2-day event? No, dude. Planning a 1-day event is enough. I cannot handle 2 days. That would be madness. Plus, I think the 1-day event makes it easier for everybody else because if I do it on a Saturday, I feel like it's easier for people to ride in on Friday, do the ride on Saturday, and then ride out on Sunday if they need to. And then it's only like a weekend trip. You don't have to take off work if you're close enough. 2-day event, I feel like would stretch it out a little bit too much. Here's a good question from Austin. Any new bikes coming out that are on your mind for a future purchase? And then somebody else said Gesundheit, or however you spell it. That could be spelled right. I have no idea. And they said, oops, you didn't even sneeze yet. See, that's what did it. Anytime you're about to sneeze and somebody says, God bless you, then it doesn't come out. Oh, Christoph, you are an honest, legit man. Say who you are. I appreciate that, dude. It's like one of the nicest compliments ever. Somebody saying that you're like genuine, you know? Any new bikes coming out that are on your mind for a future purchase? Kind of, sort of. So that's a tough question because I think, now granted, don't hold me to this. I could end up doing something totally different, but last year felt like the year of buying bikes. I bought the DRZ 400. I bought the XR 150. I bought the SCL 500. Did I buy anything else? I don't think I did, but I bought so many bikes and it really grew the channel because buying brand new bikes brings new eyes for people who are looking it up. But I feel like it made me not be able to ride as much as I wanted to because I had so much content to make about buying the bike. What's the bike like? Working on the bike, modifying the bike. So I think this year is going to be the year of riding the bikes, and last year was the year of buying the bikes. But with that said, seeing how much buying bikes grows the channel, it's hard to not justify buying bikes. So, for example, normally I buy all my bikes outright because I don't like debt. Now I'm in so much debt chasing my dreams that it's like, who freaking cares? The debt is helping me get out of debt, if that makes sense. But for example, the XR 150, I pay $77 a month for it. And it's one of those things where it's like, I have gotten on YouTube alone over 1 million views just off of the XR 150. So if somebody came to me and they were like, hey, you can pay $77 a month and get 1 million views a year out of this thing, it feels like a no-brainer. The SCL 500 I pay $130 a month for, and I've probably gotten over 500,000 views off that bike. So it's a no-brainer. But the more you do that, eventually you're like, holy shit, I got $500 worth of bike payments. I don't know if it's worth it, but it is. It's growing the channel. It's just, again, at what cost, you know? At a certain point, I'm working on the bikes and editing those videos so much that I don't get to ride them as much as I want to. So I probably shouldn't do that this year. With that said, there is a bike that I'm not allowed to say, but I have confirmation that it's coming here and I'm interested in it. And I'll probably end up buying that bike. Part of me wants to buy the Triumph Scrambler 400, which I will be looking at tonight. If you're in the Baltimore area, There's a Triumph event at Rams Head Live where they will have every single 2024 bike on display for you to check out. So I'll see it for the first time tonight. It's so freaking cheap that it's kind of the same thing where it's like, why wouldn't I buy it? The payment would be $120 a month or something like that. And being able to have a brand new bike like that to make content with and having it be so similar to the SCL 500 that I can compare them, it almost feels like a no-brainer to get it, make some content, and then sell it. But again, is it worth it with how much it would take away from me being able to do the long trips and stuff like that? So I say all that to say the only bikes that really excite me are the one that I can't talk about because I'm not supposed to know about it, but I probably will end up buying it. The Triumph Scrambler 400. Ooh, Harley's about to announce a bunch of new bikes. The new CVO Road Glide ST, the CVO, am I making that up? Some kind of new Pan America. I wouldn't buy any of them, but I am interested in riding them. So yeah, long story short, this is the year of riding bikes, not buying them, I think, but don't be shocked if I buy one or two or five. We'll see. Who knows? All right. What's going on over here on YouTube? Alex said, I'm hoping the Honda Dax comes to the States this year. If they offered the mini motors with a 233, they would be wicked. Agreed. It would be awesome if the Dax comes here. And as you're saying about the 233, the XR150 scooter swap shop right now is actually working on a 222 kit for them. They've already put it together. They have it on the dyno, and they're doing finishing touches with figuring out what carb they want to run on it and some other stuff. But I think they already got, I think they said like 15 to 17 horsepower out of it, which is like a 50% increase, which is crazy. And they said it only costs a few $100, so that would be sick. Have I ridden a CB1000R? They seem like a lot of bike for the money, 7K-ish in South Carolina. Also, do people really take bikes on dealer test drives? I've not ridden one of those because I feel like they're not super common. I feel like that's one of those bikes that even when you look up pictures of them and like look up the hashtags and stuff like that, lots of them are in like Asian markets and like overseas and stuff. I don't see a lot of them over here. They do look pretty cool, but I don't think all the times I've been to a dealership, I don't think I've ever even like seen one. As for people taking bikes on dealer test rides, I've never really heard of that. The only time, oh, Justin from Timbrook, what's up? Justin, maybe you can answer this question. Somebody's asking about dealer test rides. Is it typically dealerships don't do test rides on new bikes, but you'll be able to find like a demo day where they have the demo fleet that they take around state to state to do different demo rides. Maybe some places do test rides on used bikes, but I don't think lots of places do test rides on brand new bikes unless that dealership has a specific demo bike. You do test rides on any bike? Damn! I didn't know that. There's your free marketing. Go check out Tim Brook Honda in Cumberland. Am I making that up? Is it officially Cumberland? Everything but super sports, that's probably a good idea. You don't need some TikTok squid getting on a CBR 1000 and smacking themselves into a tree. Yeah, Tim Brook Honda in Cumberland, Maryland. Free shout out for Justin. That's where we bought our Navi from. And he just said that they do test rides on any bike that they have other than super sports. And they are, what's the name for it? Where you guys are a baller dealership, Honda 5-star dealership or something like that. So they get preference on pretty much everything. They're like required to have powerhouse dealership. That's what it is. They are level 5 dealer. They're required to have like a certain amount of inventory for every bike there. So like every time you guys hear somebody complaining, oh, I've had this bike on order for so long and they keep delaying my order, that's because they're selling bikes and then being given your bike because they have preference over whatever dealer you're at. Did I explain that right? Antonio, for someone that has never ridden a bike, what advice would you give when looking in the market? Justin said, for the most part, I described that right. That was like the Cliff Notes version. I kind of answered this earlier, but I would say if you've never ridden a bike, before you even start looking at bikes in the bike market, you need to go take a riding class at either your local Harley dealer or your local community college to figure out if riding is even for you. And then once you do that, learn everything you can, then kind of start looking at different bikes and try and figure out what style. Yeah, I'm on YouTube also. I keep confusing people that come into both of them. People on YouTube are like, why is he looking over there? And TikTok's like, what questions are you answering? Where are you looking? But yeah, I'm on YouTube and TikTok because I'm a technological genius. Not. But yeah, first thing is to take the class, make sure that riding is even for you, and then kind of start figuring out what kind of riding do I want to be doing and what kind of bike would support that. Because like I love sport bikes. I think they're cool. I like going fast, but I don't own any because they don't fit the kind of riding that I do. I like just cruising to the local coffee shop, taking day trips to the mountains, doing back roads, stuff like that. If I had a sport bike, I wouldn't want to do that kind of riding on it. I would just be doing mock Jesus everywhere, and it would be dangerous. Don't let ego get in the way of picking out a first bike. Start with what you're comfortable with. Amen, brother. That. Moto Mark said Harley classes are overpriced and don't teach any more than a community college. That. They're definitely overpriced, I feel like, at least around here. They cost more than the community college classes. And like, for example, my girlfriend took the Harley class and it was way too fast paced, way too many people in the class, and not enough teachers. And she ended up leaving the class because she wasn't learning enough. It was too fast paced and rigorous for how hot it was during the summer. And then she took another class at a local community college type thing, or no, not a community college, but it was just like a local. There was this lady, Miss V, that runs it, and it had incredible reviews. She took it and passed with flying colors. Totally different experience than at the Harley dealer. So it just depends on what's offered in your area. Definitely look up reviews and everything like that. But I would start off with like a community college or something like that. Guy that digs dirt said, "Yo, I watch you all the time. What's up? What up, man? Thanks for watching. I'm just doing some Q&A on TikTok and YouTube at the same time. They do provide the bike. Most of them do provide the bike. Harley has bikes that they offer for sure. I forget what they're using now. They used to use the Street 500s. They're using some new something or another now. But then like the class that my girlfriend took, like the private class, they had, what do they have? They had Rebel 250s and Nighthawk 250s that you could pick from. So they have full protection on them. If you drop them, they don't get messed up and you don't have to care because it's not your bike, you know? Any tips for those in Maryland who have to store their bikes outside? I just cover mine to keep dry. That's all I did when I kept mine outside. If you live in a place where you can have one of the things where you can pull your bike in and it's like a tent that closes over it, I would recommend one of those. I can't do it because I'm in a condo. But if you have like an actual driveway or something where you don't have a condo association telling you what you can and can't do, I would definitely look into one of the things. I forget what they're called, but they're like a clamshell tent where it opens up, you pull your bike in and then close it, and you can like put a lock on it or whatever. I would say that's the best because when I stored my bike outside, there's so much like sand and dirt and dust that gets underneath the cover, and then when I take the cover off, it ends up scratching my bike. Like my sissy bar is the tallest point on my bike, and it's gloss black, but the top part of it is now flat black because it's rubbed all of the shininess off. It's pretty much from all the dust that got under there, it pretty much sanded it. Is a trike a good first bike to own? I wouldn't start out with a trike. It's a totally different riding experience. Um, yeah, I wouldn't do it. If you're worried about the weight of the bike or being able to keep it up or whatever, I just get something like a Rebel 300, super low seat height, very light. You don't have to worry about it feeling heavy or feeling like you're going to drop it. But a trike, they just they don't ride the same. Like it's just I've never ridden one, but my advice would be to start out on just something low seat height, very light. And if that doesn't work out for you, then maybe a trike or something like that. But trikes also aren't super common depending on what you're looking for. German Night Rider, I love your vids, dude. Ride safe. Thanks, dude. I appreciate that. All right, back over to YouTube. What we got going on here? Moto Dash, Tim Brook, dude. If Birch sees this and asks, how many CRF 300L rally models do you get? Are they easier to get from Tim Brooks? When we bought our Navi, there were, I think, 3 or 4 CRF 300s, and I think one of them was an L. That was a while ago, obviously, but Justin, if you're still in here, let me know how many CRF 300Ls you guys have. Tim Brook is like in the mountains, so they go through adventure bikes, from what I understand. So, yeah, they probably have a lot. When I went there, they had, I think, 2 of the dudes there rode Africa Twins, and they had like 5 Africa Twins on hand, 3 or 4 CRF 300s, all kinds of stuff. What up, JT? Would I ever consider? Oh, I was just talking about CRF 300. That's perfect. Would I ever consider a CRF 300 or CRF 300 LS? Love your content. Had a Navi and upgraded to the XR 150L based on your first ride experience video. Would appreciate your perspective on the new LS. Hell yeah, that's awesome, dude. Good picks in bikes. I would love a CRF 300. If I thought that the content could support the cost, I would probably have one, but there's so much content out with them now that it wouldn't really make sense from an ROI perspective, unfortunately, which I do have to think about. But I would love a CRF 300 because it has the power, like much more power than the XR 150. Fuel injected, way better suspension, taller. I will say the first time I sat on a CRF 300, I was surprised by how tall it is. And I have sat on the LS also, and that one is considerably lower. So it just depends on what height you're comfortable with. I'm 5'10" ish. I'm pretty lanky though. I think my inseam is like 34 inches or something like that. So I didn't mind how tall the CRF 300 is, but it's definitely pretty tall. If you don't watch Itchy Boots, watch Itchy Boots. She's traveling the world on a CRF 300. She just rode it from the southernmost tip of South America all the way up to Alaska, and now she's going around Africa. She's on a CRF 300, and she puts that thing through hell. It's at like 60,000 kilometers or something like that, and yeah, those things are freaking tanks. But they're still pretty basic, so it's not like something like the Rebel 1100 where it has so much electronics that if something messes up, you're screwed if you're in a third world country like she is. Like she had that, I forget where she was, but something happened to the motor and they tore the entire motor apart and rebuilt it like in a remote part of Africa or something. I forget where she was, but it's like just new enough, but just low tech enough that it's like great. And the price is good too. No, Itchy Boots is out of Nigeria now. She's in Cameroon? Question mark. The goat. No, you're the goat, aka the penguin. Get it? Penguino? Penguino? What did I see? I've seen a couple people ask about a Trail 125. Trail 125s are dope, and I've considered getting one, but doesn't really fit anywhere in my catalog of bikes. If I were to get a Trail 125, it wouldn't make sense to keep like the between the Grom, the Navi, and the XR, I have everything that the XR or everything that the Trail does handled already. But they are badass. Ride of a lifetime. Any hiccups in the riser install that I should be aware of? I said it all in the video. So whatever's in the video is the only things I encountered. I forget. Are you DCT though? You're not DCT, right? I feel like I should know this. Your manual. So yeah, no, you're good. As long as you have everything that I mentioned in the video and put in the description, you shouldn't run into any hiccups. Only thing is, it definitely was a bitch getting the connectors off of the little bracket on the back of the speedometer. And eventually, I just, like I said in the video, I just put a screwdriver in and kind of twisted it and broke the plastic to get them off because I'm like, it's never going back on it anyway. So, but it's super straightforward. Um, the the most difficult part was probably just tidying up the wires, I would say. And like it's kind of a tight space to like how I wrapped everything in the electrical tape to tidy everything up. That was kind of a tight space, but you don't even really need to do that if you're not as OCD as I am. Um, what is it? Oh, I think I said it in this order in the video, but put on the brake line extension before you take your bars off. I did it backwards and I took the bars off, put the risers on, and then went to put the brake line extension on. And I'm like, shit, I can't break the banjo thing, the bolt loose because the master cylinder isn't attached to anything. And now the master cylinder won't reach up to where it needs to be. So I ended up having to clamp the master cylinder onto like the bottom part of the bars, like before it goes up. I had to clamp it like down here just to break it free, then move it up where it needs to be and put the extension on. So I would do the brake line extension before you have to take your bars off. And then over on TikTok, wow, TikTok's congratulating me. I've been live for 90 minutes. Don't forget to take a break. Mind your freaking business. But Jared said, any more SCL 500 content coming? I'm wanting to get one soon. Yes, sir. More SCL 500 content coming very soon. It's just snowy here, so it'll probably be a few weeks. But within the next, I might be able to film it this week if we get a break in the weather. I'm not sure, but I have a new exhaust coming for the SCL 500, which I'm very excited about. And I don't want to give away too much, but the new exhaust for the SCL 500 will leave room potentially for saddlebags if I wanted to do some longer trips on that. And did I show every? I'll give you guys a preview. I forget who I showed this to. I know Patreon knows about this, and I think I posted a teaser picture on Instagram. But I made these number plates for the SCL 500 to give it more of like the cafe racer vibes. I don't want to brag, but I drilled out the holes and made the numbers and my logo myself. Looks pretty professional, right? Come on, round of applause. So yeah, super freaking stoked to get these on. I've already put them on, but they need spacers, and I'm actually supposed to either today or tomorrow paint the spacers that I had made. So yeah, that'll be going on soon. I am changing from the Vance and Hines. It rusted from the inside out. So I'll talk about that more in the video, but long story short, I reached out to them and they said that it's made out of mild steel and not stainless steel. And this is actually an issue that lots of people are encountering. If you Google search SCL 500 Vance and Hines exhaust or look it up on Revzilla, there's like 3 or 4 other reviews that people left that'll show you pictures. But that's actually what that like orange brownish liquid that has been like coming out from where the exhaust meets up or the muffler meets up with the header. I don't know if you've heard me mention it before, but I'm like, there's like this orange dripping stuff. Like, what is that? It's rust. I think the issue is that the pipe is so long and has such a weird bend to it that it seems like it traps condensation in the muffler and ends up rusting out the inside of it because it's mild steel, not stainless steel. And then when you start the bike up, that rust has built and the inside of it is covered in water from condensation. And then you start it up and it rumbles and shakes and all the water drips out and drips down the header. So I took that off and I have a new exhaust going on. So it sucks because it sounded so good and looked so good. But the new exhaust that I have going on for it is going to make it look a lot more cafe racer and a lot less scrambler, which is why I went with this. So super stoked on that. Look at how clean it is, dude. Gotta toot my own horn. And I have another one for the other side that matches perfectly. Look at it. All the spacing's good. Oh my gosh. I'm so stoked to put that on. Biker Diary said, yo from England. Love your YouTube. Thanks, dude. I appreciate that. Brandon said, oh, hey, can't believe I can actually see you live. Hell yeah. Here I am in the flesh. Skylar said, what's a good beginner cruiser that is comfortable to ride long-term in the Arizona heat? If you're in the Arizona heat, I would only get something that is, what's the word I'm looking for? Liquid cooled, like has a radiator, you know? Because if you get like a Harley that's air cooled, you're just gonna be roasting in the sun. So I'm biased, but I would say Rebel 300 or Rebel 500 is always the way to go for beginner cruiser. Or if you're taller, I would say probably the Vulcan 650S. Those are definitely much more spacious. Great content, mate, and love the Grom. Thanks, I appreciate that, dude. Brandon said, dude, I got a Rebel 2021 500, and you made my choice even more solid, especially since I'm 5'6". Dude, perfect bike. Perfect bike. Perfect beginner bike, especially because it has a lower seat height and everything. I'm glad you love it. I love it. Harley has a water-cooled 104. I think Harley has a water-cooled 103, 107, 114, and 117 stock, depending on what year. But yeah, like I rode the Lowrider ST, and that one is, I think, a 117. Oh, wait, you said water-cooled. I don't think any Harleys are water-cooled aside from like the one-off, like the newer, like the ones with the, dude, what? Am I having a stroke? Whatever the new motors are called, I can't think of it, but the ones that are in the Pan America and the Nightster and the Sportster S, those are water cooled. But like your traditional ones that are in like road glides and stuff like that, those are all air cooled, right? Am I making that up? Oh, hey, Uncle Mark and Aunt Kathy, Happy New Year to you. 103, but yeah, I'm pretty sure the 103 is air cooled. But yeah, the Harleys can get you cooking. Some of the newer bikes are water cooled. I think all the new Sportsters and some of the bigger bikes. What do they say in what do all the Twitch streamers say? Chat, is this real? Revolution Max. Thank you, Grumpy Frog. Revolution Max motor. That's what I'm thinking of. That is what I am thinking of. I'm used to riding in the heat, so I'll be fine with air cooled. Yeah, but that's not really what I mean. If you don't have coolant, it only cools down from the air passing over the fins on the motor. So like if you get stuck in traffic, your bike is going to get a lot hotter than if your bike is water cooled. So that's why if you see like Harleys in stop and go traffic or like dead stop traffic, when it's really hot out, they're either lane splitting, or if they're at a dead stop, it's like just turn the bike off and let it cool off because you're just going to burn the bike, you know? So yeah, the Revolution Max engines and the V-Rods are water cooled. Uncle Mark said, Aunt Kathy's dialing 911. Definitely a stroke. That's funny. Huge fan, by the way. Should I start on a 400 or a 600? From Durant996. Appreciate you, man. And I would say that depends on your riding experience, your self-control, and your confidence levels. I would never recommend anybody starting on a 600 because they can be a lot for somebody who has no self-control or no experience. But a 400, you can outgrow it pretty quickly. Personally, I would advise people to start on a 650 because I feel like that's the best of both worlds. It's faster than a 400, more comfortable than a 600, and it's like more low end, not a whole lot of as much top end as a 600. So I would always say I would recommend starting on a 400, 500, or 650, and then once you get comfortable with it, you can move up to a 600. Yeah, like Jared said, I started out on an FC1 1000, and I definitely should have gotten a 400. Yeah, I've talked about this a couple times in the live stream already, but it's about whatever you're comfortable on. And if you're scared shitless of your leader bike because it's so fast, then you're not going to learn as quickly as you would on something that's slower that you're not afraid of, you know? Somebody said Birch is 6 foot if I recall. Thanks. Gave me that extra inch. Pause. Anyway, I'm about 5'10", 5'11", depending on how gravity's treating me that day. I just look tall because I'm lanky as hell. What up, Shane? Yeah, so Jesse just said he traded his Road Glide, and trust me, it's hot because Harleys are air cooled, so you have to be moving to cool it down. Oh yeah, I always forget about the 401. What is it? The Husqvarna, or however you pronounce it? Ooh, Durant said you should do a collab with Brian636. I should, and I probably will. I actually met Brian at Bike Week last year, and I'm thinking about going to Chicago at some point. I got to reach out to him actually because I might be going there sometime in April. But yeah, Brian's my guy. I was actually thinking about texting him today because I got to find time to get out to Chicago. I keep telling him he has to come out here for. I say keep telling him. I've told him like once, but it would be sick to do a Hood Eats out here because Baltimore's right there, you know. Somebody said, Brandon said, I will say, as someone who's been riding for a while, everyone always says they miss their 500/600s. Yeah, I think there's something about the smaller displacement, like 500, 600s, that people miss, probably because it's nostalgic. It's like the bike that you were riding when you learned. And also, lots of people get these big, fast bikes and then realize none of the power is usable. They're like, why do I have this? It was more fun when I had my 500 and I was just ringing it out everywhere, having a blast, versus now I have this leader bike and I can't even freaking use it. I can never, like, the power band's all the way at the top. I don't want to be doing mock Jesus on the highway every day. Like for me, most of the riding that I do is just back roads, going to get coffee from downtown, stuff like that. The Rebel 500 is plenty to do that. If I had a leader bike, I would never want to. Yeah, and they're better on gas. Oh my God, I did it again. I really am having a stroke. I went to look for my phone and I'm live streaming from it. I have the miles per gallon written down somewhere, but I don't want to misspeak, but I got like between 65 and 68 miles per gallon on the SCL 500 when I did a day trip. Like, what else can you get under $7,000, gets almost 70 miles per gallon, but is brand new and super fun? Like, motorcycles just can't be beat unless you're talking convenience and stuff. But thoughts on the ZX4RR? I want one. ZX4RR is like almost like the perfect. Okay, that's a lie. Because if I got a sport bike, I'd probably want it to be fast. But the ZX4RR is like the perfect balance for me because It's just fast enough once you get it tuned because the US models are so slow. But it's a small CC, but sounds crazy because it has the inline 4, but it's not so much power to where you need to be ringing it out like you want to do Mock Jesus all the time. It's like the perfect bike for doing some spirited back roads to go grab coffee or whatever, because it's a sport bike. It sounds crazy, but it's not, you don't feel the need to get arrested every day because it's not crazy fast. But if I got one, I would definitely get the ECU flash to unlock it. Moto Dash said, doing a collab with Brian 636 would be huge, bro. Yeah, it would be pretty sick. He's like the gold standard of what I strive to be as a YouTuber, because he like just moto vlogs. It's not all the people doing like all this scripted content, and the only way they can survive is by doing a brand deal in every single video, and you watch a 10-minute video and 2 minutes of it is an ad, and he's just like out doing his bike stuff but documenting it as he goes. Like, that's what I strive for. No obligations to brands, no whatever, just documenting your riding journey and building a huge brand out of it. Like, that's the way to do it. The Shop Manual show on Revzilla has a great video on horsepower and torque with different displacement and engine styles. I watched that. It was really cool. Birch is 5'10 or 5'11, depending on which convenience store he's exiting. Nothing makes you feel better than those 7-Elevens that they said it just wrong, and you're like, I'm 6'1", let's go. I'm going to rob this place. They'll never find me. Sorry, that was my intrusive thoughts. I was kidding. I don't do that. Just heard the sirens pass our house. They are coming. They'll never find me. Block C Bobby. Hey, Birch. First time I've caught you live. Just wanted to say thanks for all the great content. Got an SCL 500 as my first bike because of you and have absolutely loved it. Can't wait for riding season. Hell yeah, dude. Glad you caught the live stream. I was kind of nervous about doing a live stream in the middle of the day because I'm like, everybody's probably working, but we had all the hooligans watching my live stream instead of working, so that's nice. But yeah, the SCL 500. If you don't care about the seat height, which is really the only thing I would say about a first-time bike, if you're not comfortable with the seat height, because it is a little bit taller. Other than that, the SCL 500 is such a good first bike. Such a good first bike. If you don't care about the seat height, I would recommend that over the Rebel 500 as a first bike all day. I love the SCL 500. So I'm glad you love it too. Ride of a Lifetime is out of here later, dude. Good chatting with you. Let me know when you go to do your riser install if you need any help, have any questions, whatever. Yeah, Baker X Derek is hilarious too. Work is for the poors. That's funny. Rebel 1100, is it a good beginner bike? I have a full video on that on my YouTube channel, and I would say the cliff notes of it are, it depends on how experienced you are and how comfortable you are with it. It could be a good beginner bike because it has all the ride modes, so you can start out with less power, less responsiveness, and then kind of push it up as you get used to it. But it could also not be a good beginner bike because there's a good chance you're going to drop your bike as you're learning, and it's much better to do that to a cheap $2,000 bike versus a bike you just spent 10 grand on. And the Rebel 1100 could be a little bit heavy for some first-time riders, but it also has a low seat height and the rider mode. So just depends on what you're looking for. But I have a full video going over all my thoughts in detail on my YouTube channel if you want to check that out. Somebody said working. It's 10:47 p.m. here. Where are you? Europe? Joe said, hey, Birch, so glad I found you. Not many or any other moto vloggers in Maryland or Delaware. Yeah, I'm glad you found me too. The only, let's see, Road Reality might still be, oh, Road Reality is in here. Road Reality Moto Vlogs. He's from Maryland. Minomoto, I don't think I've ever heard of them. Ironborn Rider, is he a moto vlogger? I feel like I've really only seen him on Instagram, which I wouldn't really consider that a moto vlogger. I would say motorcycle content creator, yeah, but I don't know. Maybe that's me being snobby. I feel like there's a difference between like a motorcycle content creator versus like moto vlogger. You know, I feel like it's hard to be considered a moto vlogger in short form. Although that's a lie, because that dude on TikTok, Matthew Woods, I would say he is like the new age of moto vlogger, like short form moto vlog, where it's like 60 to 90-second interactions that he's had as he's riding, but it's still vertical and like only on TikTok, you know? Oh, and then Del Rider. He has a ZX4RR. He's in Delaware. He does some moto vlogging. ADHD Moto got home from work just in time. What's up? What's up, Michael? He does do moto vlogs. I'll have to check him out on YouTube. Actually, I say that I won't. I might. I said this before. I try not to watch other motorcycle content creators because I don't want it to like influence what I'm doing. But I probably will still end up watching it and seeing what he does. But anytime I watch too much motorcycle content, the next video that I make, I'm sitting there editing it and I'm like, is that actually what I would have done, or did I do that because I got it from that person? You know? Motoins that does shorts with moto vlogging. I'll check that out. Oh yeah, Motorcades and Coffee. Why do I always forget that? He's always at the Harley demo rides with me. I think I'm out of the loop. Looked into a Rebel 650. On what planet is there a Rebel 650? There's the old Rebel 450s. My local shop really wants to buy a Rebel 600. Doesn't exist either, my guy. My local shop really wants to buy my bike for an 1100 because my 500 is pretty modified and fast. Wait, so they're trying to buy, they want you to trade in your 500 on an 1100? Two-wheel enthusiast, just curious, what year is the Grom behind you? I have a 2015 and would love that windscreen. It's a 2015 also. The windscreen, I don't remember. Oh, I bet I can pull up my notes on my computer. So I bought the bike with that windscreen on it. Yeah, there is a Rebel 500. Will it let me pull my notes up? I bought it with the windscreen on it, but I have a note of all of the mods. I think somewhere maybe. How long have I owned this thing? I don't think I have oh, found it. It says Go Grom V1. So one word, Go Grom V1 windscreen/headlight visor. Not sure if they make it anymore because I feel like the guy put that on like when it was like a newer bike, but that's what it is. Go Grom. They want me to trade in my 500 for an 1100 because they want to see how fast I can make it. I mean, there's not really much to an 1100 to make it fast. It's just intake, exhaust, and a tune. Most of them get, depending on who tunes it and what you have done to it, typically, if you do all that, anywhere between 84 and 90 wheel horsepower. So yeah. Your 500 keeps up with your buddy's R6 till the top end. Your buddy needs a rider mod. There's no way a 500 should keep up with an R6 until the top end unless it needs a rider mod. What up, Dayton? All right, what we got going on over here? Have I ever ridden any Royal Enfields? I have not, but I would like to. I really want to try the new Himalayan 450 or whatever, 452, something like that, whenever it comes out. Sitting in Honda of Crofton, your dad's getting a new bike. Damn, you're right down the road. What's your dad getting? Ooh, sorry about that. Yeah, I really want to try the new Himalayan whenever that officially comes out. Lots of the Royal Enfields look cool. It's just one of the things where, again, it doesn't really like fit into the categories of bikes that I need, but I definitely want to try some of them out. CRF 300L. There you go. Moto Dash got a CRF 300L right down the road from me. Royal Enfields have definitely come a long way in the past few years. I agree. Have I ever considered a sidecar? Dude, Nina and I want to get a sidecar bike so bad. That would be so funny. Such good content. And I found a few of them in the area before, but never pulled the trigger on them. But a sidecar bike would be hilarious. I definitely need one. Holy shit. Hey, Birch, I crashed my Sportster S back in May. I can't come to another ride out. Were you the guy? You were at the Life of Birch meetup on your Sportster S, right? So you crashed it right after the meetup? Are you good? Later, Dayton. Yeah. Damn. How'd you crash it? Holy crap. Rob Foster, what's up, man? All is well indeed. Just waiting out all the snow, hoping that it goes away. Damn, it's almost 4 o'clock. I gotta go. Couple broken bones and stuff. A guy in a Tundra pulled out in front of me at the town center on Riva. Holy shit, dude. I'm glad you're good for the most part. That's crazy. I can picture exactly where you're talking about, like right across from where they're doing all that new construction stuff. Damn. Glad you're good. You can still come out for tacos though. We had a few people on foot grabbing some tacos. If you're ever over by the Illinois Iowa border, I'll have to meet up with you so you can see my bike. Hell yeah. Is that anywhere near Chicago? I'm not super familiar with the area. Oh yeah, chase truck would be dope. I think we had one the first year and then we didn't have it the next year. Other side of Illinois? Damn. Later, Durant. Good chatting with you. All right. Well. Oh, here's a good one. Somebody said, what do I think about the Shotgun 650 compared to a Rebel 500? The Shotgun 650 looked really cool until I looked into it a little bit more, and it's heavy as shit. It's like over 500 pounds or something like that, but only has about as much power as a Rebel 500. So it looks cool, but it's a little like old school looking for my taste. We were actually looking at one considering like if that's what Nina's next bike should be. Sorry, I keep getting distracted. We were looking into them, seeing if that's what Nina's next bike should be, and then I'm like, how does it weigh that much? That thing has to be a freaking tank. I definitely like to try one out, but stop trying to put ads in my live stream. I still don't even know how that works. But yeah, they look cool. It's just crazy that a 650 weighs that much. Check your IG DMs. I'll send some pics of the new CRF. I will definitely check it once I get off of a live stream. So yeah, I would definitely take a Rebel 500 over the 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 650, the shotgun 650. Or wait, no, I'm thinking of the Meteor 650. I haven't looked into the shotgun 650 a whole lot. I think that is still very heavy, but I was just talking about the Meteor 650, not the shotgun 650. Okay, well, I'm getting out of here because my phone is at like 5%. And I didn't realize it was 4 o'clock. And I got to start getting ready because I'm going to that Triumph event tonight. So follow me on Instagram if you're not already, because I'll be posting pictures from the event. Maybe I'll go live on Instagram tonight. The Trifecta, live on YouTube and TikTok right now, and then maybe I'll go live on Instagram tonight to show some of the Triumph stuff. Should be interesting because I think people from Pete's Cycle will be there, and it's the first time I've been at an event with them since they tried to threaten me with legal action, and I made them tuck their tail between their legs. Should I have said that out loud? Later, Twitchy. Later, John. Later, Brandon. So yeah, smash that like button. Subscribe. Peace out. I'll end the TikTok one first because I don't really know how to. End. Shazam. Oh, they show you all kinds of cool stats. Wow, how fancy. This live is longer than live videos made by 83% of creators with a similar following. Well, sorry about it. Holy, it's been 2 hours? Yeah, I got to go. Peace out, everybody. Love you guys. See you in the next live stream. Go follow me on Instagram if you want to see any of the Triumph stuff tonight. Peace.